All right, y'all, so we're going to be talking about investing, and basically my entire paradigm and concept of investing shifted and morphed going to college for that and learning their traditional synthetic way of investing in derivatives and derivatives of derivatives. Once I categorically rejected that and sold all the synthetic derivatives that we did have in these different markets, in the stocks and in the bonds and in the bondages and all that good stuff, and we got out, I said, so what are we going to invest in? The one thing that I knew from being a financial planner is every client that we had that had legitimate wealth held large percentages of that wealth in real estate. And we had already previously done very well in real estate, and we knew that we wanted to buy a homestead, we wanted dirt. So that was going to be part of our investment strategy. One was going to be buying and investing in our homestead, which we did. We found this place probably 9 months after we got here, and we purchased it, and it had no type of infrastructure. It was incredibly raw land. It had lots of trash. There was lots of work to do. So we purchased our home well below market value, with cash, and that's if you want some real estate tips, you always want to fall in love with the deal, not the property. And because of our financial situation and because of when we left, and we had to go through a foreclosure, so our credit was destroyed. So we needed a cash property, which severely limited our options as far as what was available. After looking at many deals, we found this deal, and it was in the right location. It was in the right area. It had enough dirt where we felt like we could make a go of it and do all those things. So we made a cash offer, and we purchased this property 8 years ago now, and we're very thankful for the opportunity. We're thankful for that God has given us stewardship over this place. We feel that we've made it a much better place than we found it, and our desire is to leave it even better than that. So that was our first main investment, was in real estate. Your home is not really an investment in a broader sense as far as your total net worth. It does help if you want a dry place to lay your head. But I wouldn't use the actual net worth of my home as part of calculating your net worth, because you'll always need, you can't liquidate it, because you always need a dry place to lay your head, in my opinion. At least I will. Maybe not everybody. Maybe, I know a lot of people get into this nomad lifestyle. That's definitely not me. Because the nomad lifestyle is critically tied to the infrastructure, and when the infrastructure falls apart in a broad way, so does the nomad lifestyle. And me and Jed are here growing stuff. So this was the second part of our investment strategy.
Real quick, I want to tell you all about the best way to support this channel. If you're loving the content that you're watching right now and you want to support us, I would love for you to go check out TheTexasBoys.com, where we sell our locally sourced, farm fresh, non-pasteurized, non-vaccinated honey in 1 gallon, 5 pound, 44 ounce, 22 ounce, 1 pound, and 14 ounce honeys. We got pumpkin spice honey, we got pecan honey, both creamed honeys. This is just a normal 1 pound honey. Both of these are creamed, and then these are just in their awesome raw state honey. Moving on, we have our native brew coffee line with several more coffees than this, but we have Columbia, Southern Pecan, Hazelnut, Jamaican Me Crazy, and Vanilla here on the table. Absolutely incredible coffees. Go check them out. So this right here is our native mushroom brew. I absolutely love this. If you're not a coffee fan, or maybe even if you are, I would love for you to go try this stuff out. 7 different types of mushrooms, and also we have a native mud version of this too, and that has cocoa powder in it. And what I really love to do with this stuff is put a scoop of it in my coffee. And y'all, that is absolutely incredible. So go check out the Texas Boys today. I'll let y'all get back to your video.
So we talked about investing in dirt, right? So we bought the homestead, and the next level of his investing was into infrastructure. And, you know, previously, I think majorly as Americans, we put less and less thought, idea, and stock into the ability and the infrastructure to procure and to grow food, whether you're growing chickens, whether you're growing eggs, whether you're growing food, whether you're growing fruit, whether you're growing plants, whether you're growing children that eat all that stuff and need it to grow big and strong and do all that stuff. But the secondary thing that we wanted to do is, hey, now that we got this dirt and our home is not necessarily an asset. Now, how can you convert that non-sellable? You can't sell your home, because if you sell your home, you don't have a dry place to lay your head, right? But how can I activate the dirt and make it pay dividends? So how can I make what I call dirt coin, right? So what do we do? Well, you plant fruit trees, right? You plant infrastructure. And so 9 years ago, had never planted anything, had never grown anything, I had never even killed anything. I just never, I was a whatever I am, and did the college thing, and was all more concerned with nothing that mattered, really.
Yeah, before YouTube, where you could just YouTube it too. Also,
right, and that, you know, and that's a huge thing. And the reason we like to put out these videos is because it's so encouraging. The bizarre part is when you try to tell your story and tell people, some people instead of taking motivation and encouragement from it, they take it like, oh, you're bragging, and why are you bragging? And I mean, we cannot brag about anything that we've accomplished. Everything that we've accomplished on the minorest or on the greatest scale can only be, we can only give the praise and the honor and glory to God. You know, yes, you put in the effort. Yes, you focus and you concentrate your thought, and you put in the effort, and you put in the toil, and you put in the sweat. But the end results are exclusively God's, the Creator. And so we don't take credit for any of that. And it's not a brag. Now, 9 years ago, if we didn't make any decisions, and we didn't move, and we didn't do anything, I don't think we'd have 50 acres of land. I don't think we'd have cows. I don't think we'd have chickens. I don't think we'd have ducks. I don't think we'd have 400 various fruit trees. They certainly wouldn't be planted. They wouldn't be mature and bearing fruit.
Greenhouse.
So, yeah, we wouldn't have this beautiful, wonderful greenhouse. This greenhouse took us about a year. You know, there's nothing Instagrammy or Pinteresty about our greenhouse. I mean, we put it together. It's incredibly efficient. It's incredibly effective. It's a force multiplier. It's nothing that's going to make the cover of Better Homes and Gardens or anything like that. And it doesn't have to. And that's the beauty of much of our homestead. 99.9% of our homestead wouldn't make the cover of any magazine except for maybe Sanford and Son, something like that. But that's because we're busy doing it, you know, and we don't try to create our lifestyle to present something that we're not online so that it's sellable or whatever. But that's why we want to share the story with you, because I think, in my opinion, that's relatable. And when we tell you of our struggles and our successes, it's not to brag. It's to be like, if you're married and you're watching this without your spouse, you can say, hey, listen to this. Listen to their story. Listen to what happened to them. Listen to how they did it. That sounds a lot like us, or we find a lot of common mutual ground here. And, you know, I think so much of that with all the different things and all the different friends I've made with just messing with fruit trees and trading fruit trees and grafting and all those different things. The sharing of experiences and learning in a virtual community. How do you multiply your dirt coin? How do you activate and multiply your productivity of your dirt coin, especially if it's here on your homestead, as you bring in that boogie bad stuff, the boogeyman called carbon. We brought in wood chips, right? And we brought in animals, right? We brought in these pooping, peeing creatures that convert non-edible things that we as human beings can't eat, and converts it into poop, into pee, and they poop and pee on the ground, and that in turn charges and activates the soil. And we do it all in a holistic way to improve the quality of our soil and the quality of our food, and do it without the need of industrial fertilizers that aren't readily available and also are harmful to us and to our environment, right? Do it in a holistic way. And who would have ever thought 9 years ago that eggs would be as hard as they are to find and as expensive as they are? But that's why you plan ahead. That's why you observe the masses and do the opposite. Oh, don't grow chickens. Do you know how cheap a dozen eggs are? Don't grow chickens. I mean, they poop. And you have to feed them food and stuff and things. Yeah, and now look. And now everybody that has a backyard flock of chicken looks like Warren Buffett. You know what I mean? So this is why we do things. This is why we plan ahead. This is why we pay attention to current events, and why we don't stick our head in the sand and go out to the garden and say, there are no weeds, there are no weeds, and we think only positive thoughts, because if we think negative thoughts and we speak negative, we'll attract that. I mean, that's some Zen Buddhist nonsense, y'all, and that's just transcendental craziness. This isn't a simulation. This is real. It's real dirt, and we get dirt under our fingernails, and we do it to grow food, to feed our family, and that's all part of this great, exciting, dynamic thing we call life. So in the next video, I'm going to tell you how we recently purchased 14 more acres of land at the insane current market value for only $30,000. So stay tuned, because in the next video, I'm going to tell you how we did that.